one whole chicken, and it's super cost effective. So I'm going to show you a few examples of what different cut goes well with what dish. So let's start with the fat here. This fat is full of flavour, and don't throw it away. What you could do is put this into a pot and slowly render it over a low heat until it starts to liquefy. When it liquefies, you can add some rice to it and cook a pilaf. Now let's go on to the legs and the thigh, and this is easy to come off. You just go between the breast here and the leg, and just one clean cut, and we just cut around it. And we're just going to cut straight through there. Now these are my two favourite parts, because what you can do here with the bone in and with the skin on, sear it off and then cook stews or curries. So versatile. 4 pieces, that's plenty for 2 to 4 people. So that can go over here. Now, there's not too much meat on these wing tips, but there is still a use for them in the kitchen. Fantastic stock, so you can roast them and then put them in some water along with the carcass, which I'll take off at the end. That makes fantastic soup, and like I said, stock. So that can go over here. For the remainder of the wing, we're just going to take it off the bone here again, just straight through the cartilage, and you can just twist it and take that off. And this, well, I love to just roast it with honey soy or some tandoori paste. Fantastic flavour. And of course the chicken breast, which is very, very popular. For one piece of chicken breast, you can get so much out of it. Lightly grill it and then thinly slice it into a salad. That can feed 2 to 4 people also. And that is the most popular part of the chicken. And then there's the whole carcass there. This is flavour. You can make stock with it. You can see that there's so many different and versatile recipes to make out of one whole chicken. One of my favourite hobbies would have to be roaming the markets, of course food markets, and my favourite stall at the food markets would be the cake stand. I love all those sponge cakes and old school cakes, so I'm going to try to replicate one of my favourite cakes at the stands, and that would have to be blueberry apple crumble cake. It's so good, and I'm going to add some flaked almonds for some extra crunch. Now there's 3 steps to this. First, the crumble, which is going to be in this bowl. 50 grams of cold butter with 50 grams of self-raising flour here. Also 2 tablespoons of caster sugar, and that's all that goes into my crumble. Now I'm going to put this to the side for now, and we'll work on that later. In here we've got 3 to 4 Granny Smith apples that have been finely sliced, just like this. Now I want to give these apples some individual flavour too, along with the flavour that's going to go in the cake. So I'm going to add some lemon zest, a full lemon for this, and we're just grating this directly over the bowl, so all of those essential oils that come out of the lemon go straight onto those apples. And I want a little bit of juice from this lemon, so I'm going to cut this in half. This will also help keep that wonderful white colour of the apples. I don't want them to go brown. Great. And classic flavours with apple and blueberry, some cinnamon, so a good pinch of cinnamon in with the apples. I'm going to just keep a little bit back because I want that to go into the batter also. So give that a mix with your hands, just so all of that lemon coats the apple, and again we can put that to the side. Now for the cake, 4 whole eggs into a mixer, and I'm going to cream this with the remainder of the caster sugar. Now I'm using 2 types of sugar for this cake. First of all, the caster sugar, which is fantastic for baking, but at the end, along with the flaked almonds, I'm going to be using some demerara sugar. And not only for the sweetness, but again for the texture to make this cake very interesting. So let's get onto this batter. 4 eggs, 200 grams of caster sugar, and I'm going to whip this until it doubles in size and gets really creamy.